don't know if you saw this morning, but there was a press release from the Palestinians in Gaza, and they have said this to Israel. We apologize for invading your country months ago and for killing 1,200 people. And we ask that you would forgive us and that we could move forward. And the Israelis have now responded and said, we accept your apology, and we too are sorry for how things have gone and for killing over 30,000 of your people and destroying the cities and turning them to rubble. Let's move forward together, find a peace, and we will help you to build your cities back again. How many of you think that really happens? Yeah, right? Right? It didn't happen. You know what insanity is? Right? Trying something over and over again, expecting a different result. And that's what's happening in the Middle East. An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. And the Israelis, if you take out an eye, we're going to pay you back 10 times. And now it's what? 1,200 to 30-some thousand? They've paid them back enough, haven't they? But somehow they think, and it's rooted in the two religions, that if we pay back each other and we keep taking revenge on one another, somehow this will bring peace to our countries and we can live happily ever after. It's not going to happen. It will not happen. Right, in the 1960s, was it 67 when there was a war? Some of you can remember that. I remember that. And I remember, oh, there's going to be peace now. And then what? 1974 again? And then how many years? Until you finally reach that point of cynicism that there never will be peace. And with this thought process, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth, and give back more than what they've done to you, it will never change the situation. In the second reading today, little children, let us love, not in word or speech, but in truth and action. This is from 1 John chapter 3. Let us love in truth and in action. This is what we are called to in our Christian faith, is to love one another. And remember, Jesus said in the Sermon on the Mount, he said, what good is it if you just love those people who love you? Right? That's nothing. Even the heathen do that, Jesus said. What he's talking about is a hard love, a difficult love. Loving those people who are different from us. There's a political divide happening in Canada, and there's an even greater divide in the United States. You want to see a gruesome movie, go to the movie Civil War. I just about got up and left and told Carol I can't watch much more of this. And one of the reasons it was so gruesome, but another reason is that you could see the divide that is happening, right? Especially south of the border. And it's happening here a bit in Western Canada too, where you begin to hate and despise the people on the other side. And both sides are doing this. And it's probably a stretch to think it's going to happen in the next 5 to 10 years. But the next 20 or 30 years, is it possible? If we do nothing to heal the divide? When we do not love the difficult people in our life, it takes a toll on us. It's difficult for us to do, but it can actually make us physically ill and shorten our lives. I remember talking to somebody who lost a husband to cancer in his 50s, and they did the surgery, and the surgery went well. And he continued to be ill, and the doctor couldn't understand what was going on. And finally she asked him, she said, is there somebody that you need to forgive? Somebody that you're angry at? And he nodded and said, yes. Who? My mother. Well, you have to forgive your mother. And he died 2 months later. It was that anger, that hatred inside of him that literally killed him. We are called to love the difficult people in our lives. Not just to love our family members who are kind to us and who are easy to be around. Little Jill, who just lights up, and every time she sees us on the phone or in person, her face lights up. Who couldn't love that child? It's the difficult people in our lives that God is calling us to love. The siblings who we no longer speak to. The parents maybe who already have died, and yet we're still holding on to the pain, the sadness from our childhoods. Jesus is asking us to forgive and to love them in our actions and in our truth. Probably the most difficult people are when families divide, when there's a divorce in the family, right? And then you go through the whole legal process, and that whole legal process does not bring people closer together. It divides people further apart, right? That just seems to be the setting. But then the anger and the hatred seem to continue for years and years afterwards. And we wish nothing but the worst for the person who has hurt our child or our grandchildren. And God is calling on us to love these people in our actions and in our truth. Can you make a big change in your life? Can you just say this prayer in your heart and ask that God would bless the most difficult person that you know? The one who has hurt you the most. A sibling who may have done something terrible. An ex in your life or your children's life. Can you ask God to bless them? That's love in action. That is one of the most powerful things we can do. And this is how the world changes. Right? The Palestinians and the Israelis, they have showed us what doesn't work. Let's listen to these words in 1 John 3. And love the difficult people in our lives. Amen.
Asking
extend our hands to one another. Bless the Lord, O my soul.
Bless God's